Welcome to the Expensive Coins History channel. Today, we take a deep dive into a Canadian coin that might be hiding in your pocket change, the 1965 Queen Elizabeth II 5-cent coin, commonly known as the Canadian nickel. This coin, though small in size, has a fascinating backstory. From its minting history and royal portrait, to its value in today's collector market, this video will cover everything you need to know about the 1965 no-mint mark 5-cent coin. If you're holding on to one, it might be worth more than you think. Let's get started. The 1965 Canada 5-cent coin was issued during a period of transformation in Canadian coinage. It features the image of a young Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, marking her early reign following her coronation in the 1950s. Her portrait at the time was youthful, regal, and symbolized the new modern monarchy of the post-war Commonwealth era. The reverse of the coin displays one of Canada's most iconic images, the beaver sitting atop a rock, surrounded by water, with the words 5 cents and Canada, along with the date 1965. The design reflects Canada's natural heritage and its ties to the fur trade economy of its early colonial days. This coin was struck in pure nickel, giving it a silver-like appearance and a magnetic property. It weighs approximately 4.54 grams and has a diameter of about 21.2 millimeters. The coin has a smooth edge and was produced for general circulation. In 1965, these coins were minted in large numbers. However, despite the high mintage, certain conditions and characteristics of individual coins make them more valuable than others today. One of the most common questions collectors ask is, why is there no mint mark on this coin? The answer is simple. In 1965, Canadian coins were produced at the Royal Canadian Mint in Ottawa. At the time, coins minted there did not carry any mint mark. So, the absence of a mint mark on a 1965 Canadian nickel is not an error or a rare variety. It is completely standard for that year. However, there's a twist. Over the years, collectors and experts have studied subtle variations in these coins, including differences in the size of the beads around the Queen's portrait and the positioning of the lettering. Some of these variations are minor, while others are more noticeable and can attract collector interest, particularly when combined with high-quality condition. From a rarity perspective, the 1965 5-cent coin is not rare in general circulation. Millions were minted and many still exist today. But like all coins, rarity is a relative term, and it often depends on the condition of the coin. Coins that have seen years of circulation with heavy wear are generally worth face value or just slightly more. On the other hand, coins that were never circulated, especially those preserved in pristine, unblemished condition, can be much more valuable to collectors. The real rarity lies in high-grade examples, coins that are in mint state, showing no signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration. These coins are difficult to find because most 1965 nickels were used daily, passed through hands, pockets, and cash registers countless times. Mint state versions are typically found in original rolls, collector sets, or from individuals who put them away shortly after minting. Another point of interest is the strike quality. Coins with sharp details, strong rims, and fully struck features, especially in the beaver design and the Queen's hair and crown, tend to stand out in the eyes of collectors. So, how much is a 1965 Canadian nickel worth? Like most collectible coins, the answer depends heavily on condition. For circulated coins in average condition, the value is often quite low, typically just a small premium above face value. In most cases, these coins trade for a few cents or perhaps up to $1 in casual collector markets. Coins in very fine or extra fine condition, showing only light wear and clear design details, can sell for more. Values in this category often range from $1 to $3, depending on eye appeal and current market interest. Uncirculated coins, especially those that have been graded and certified by a professional coin grading service, can fetch significantly more. Prices for mint state coins can range from $5 to $20 or even higher, depending on grade. The highest grade examples, those that are nearly flawless and sharply struck, may command premium prices among serious collectors. Occasionally, if a coin shows unusual features or possible mint errors, it may attract even higher offers. Examples of minting errors might include double strikes, planchet flaws, or die cracks, but these must be verified by an expert before assuming added value. Now let's talk about where the 1965 no-mint mark Canadian 5-cent coin stands in today's market, specifically in the year 2025. As of now, demand for mid-20th century Canadian coinage remains relatively stable. Collectors continue to seek high-grade examples for their sets, while casual hobbyists look for affordable pieces to fill gaps in their collections. Canadian nickels from the 1960s are particularly popular because they represent a balance of modern design and historical value. In 2025, we're seeing that circulated 1965 nickels are still common, often selling for under $1. However, demand for mint condition examples remains steady. Uncirculated coins, particularly those graded MS-63 and above, continue to sell in the $5 to $15 range. Premium examples, with exceptional luster or unique characteristics, can reach $20 or more. It's important to note that coins with added value are almost always those that are certified or come from trusted dealers. Buyers are increasingly cautious, and authenticated coins offer peace of mind in a market where condition is everything. If you have a 1965 5-cent coin, should you sell it now or hold on to it? If your coin is heavily circulated and worn, there's unlikely to be much financial gain from holding. These coins are best sold in bulk or kept as sentimental items. However, if you possess a coin in uncirculated condition, perhaps tucked away in an old roll, coin folder, or set, it may be worth having it evaluated by a professional or local dealer. For collectors, holding onto high-grade coins makes sense. Over time, the supply of pristine examples will shrink as coins age and fewer survive in perfect condition. This may result in slow but steady increases in value, especially for graded coins. If you plan to sell, consider showcasing the coin's quality with high-resolution images, accurate grading, and a full description. Coins that are well presented almost always attract better offers. The 1965 Canadian 5-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II may not be the rarest coin in Canadian history, but it represents a unique moment in time, a youthful monarch, a post-war economy, and a nation expressing itself through iconic imagery and durable design. Its value today depends on condition, presentation, and collector interest. While circulated coins are common and inexpensive, high-grade examples can carry decent premiums, especially as interest in mid-century coinage continues to grow. So, if you come across one of these coins in a drawer, jar, or old coin album, don't just dismiss it. Take a closer look. If it shines with original luster, sharp details, and minimal wear, you might be holding something of more than just nostalgic value. The 1975 No Mint Mark Queen Elizabeth II 5-cent coin. Is it rare? Is it valuable? And could it be worth a lot of money today in 2025? Whether you're a coin collector, treasure hunter, or simply curious, this video will take you deep into the fascinating world of this unassuming coin, revealing its origins, hidden value, and why collectors are paying attention. In 1975, Canada issued its standard 5-cent coin, often referred to simply as the nickel. It featured the beloved and iconic designs that had become familiar to Canadians. On the obverse side, we find a youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right. The portrait was designed to reflect both tradition and dignity, capturing Her Majesty during her early reign. On the reverse side, the coin showcases a Canadian national symbol, the beaver, perched on a rock surrounded by water. This imagery had been a hallmark of the 5-cent coin since the late 1930s. It represents hard work, resilience, and the natural beauty of Canada. The 1975 5-cent coin was struck from pure nickel, weighing approximately 4.54 grams, with a diameter of just over 21 millimeters. It has a plain edge and is magnetic due to its nickel composition. Now here's an important detail: the coin bears no mint mark. That's not an error, it's simply because the Royal Canadian Mint at the time did not use mint marks on standard circulation nickels. So every coin minted in 1975 lacks any identifying mint symbol. This is normal, and for collectors, the no mint mark is the expected version for that year. At first glance, you might assume that this coin is too common to matter. And in one sense, you're right. In 1975, the Royal Canadian Mint produced well over 100 million of these 5-cent coins for circulation. They were everywhere, in pockets, purses, cash registers, and piggy banks from coast to coast. But here's where things get interesting: despite the high original mintage, the number of these coins that have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition is much smaller. Most were used in everyday commerce, scratched, worn, and tossed into circulation for decades. As a result, truly high-grade examples, especially those with full original luster and no contact marks, have become much harder to find. Collectors aren't just looking for any 1975 nickel, they're hunting for exceptional specimens. Coins with sharp strikes, mint-state surfaces, and excellent eye appeal are increasingly in demand. Even more rare are coins with minting errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, or die cracks. These varieties are not officially listed, but when discovered, they can dramatically increase the coin's value depending on severity and visibility. So what is a 1975 Canadian 5-cent coin actually worth in 2025? Let's break it down based on condition. Circulated coins, those with visible wear, discoloration, or contact marks, are typically worth between 5 cents and 20 cents. These are common and hold little premium beyond face value. Lightly circulated examples in better condition, perhaps showing only minor wear, can be worth 50 cents to $1, depending on eye appeal. Uncirculated coins, often graded as MS-60 to MS-63, start to see collector interest. These can range in value from $1 to $10. Higher mint state coins, such as MS-64 or MS-65, are far more desirable. These coins are sharply struck, free of major blemishes, and display a brilliant finish. Their values can reach $20 to $50, sometimes higher if demand is strong and the coin has been professionally graded. Top-tier examples, graded MS-66 or above, are genuinely rare. In today's market, a certified MS-66 coin could fetch upwards of $100 to $200 or more, depending on buyer interest and market trends. Error coins, if authenticated, have no fixed value, but many sell for tens or even hundreds of dollars, depending on rarity and visual appeal. Off-center strikes and double dies are among the most sought after. So while the average pocket change version of this coin holds little beyond nostalgia, exceptional examples can be surprisingly lucrative, especially in a market that continues to appreciate high-grade numismatic pieces. If you own a 1975 nickel, or plan to search for one, here's what you should be looking for. Condition is everything. The difference between a coin worth 10 cents and one worth $100 often comes down to surface preservation and sharpness of detail. Look for clean fields, strong details, and full mint luster. Avoid coins with corrosion, deep scratches, or signs of cleaning. Use a magnifier to check for signs of doubling, especially around the date or lettering. While rare, some subtle varieties may go unnoticed by casual observers. If you believe you have a high-grade or error coin, consider certifying it through a professional coin grading service. A certified grade can significantly increase the coin's resale value and appeal to serious collectors. Store the coin properly. Use acid-free holders, coin flips, or airtight capsules to protect it from moisture, handling, and air exposure. Preserving the coin's surface is crucial to maintaining its value. So, is the 1975 Canadian 5-cent coin a good investment in 2025? For circulated coins, the answer is no, unless it has sentimental value or is part of a larger collection. The sheer volume of these coins means that worn examples are unlikely to appreciate significantly, but for uncirculated or certified mint state coins, the outlook is different. As time goes on, the number of flawless specimens will only shrink. More collectors are entering the hobby, demand for top-quality coins is rising, and interest in classic Canadian currency remains strong. If you can acquire, or already possess, a pristine 1975 5-cent coin, especially one graded MS-65 or higher, it may prove to be a smart long-term hold. And if you come across a dramatic error variety, you could be sitting on a hidden gem worth far more than you imagined. In the world of coin collecting, it's not always the oldest or rarest that make the biggest impact. Sometimes, it's the ordinary coin with extraordinary preservation that steals the spotlight. The 1975 no-mint mark Queen Elizabeth II 5-cent coin may have started as everyday currency, but in the right condition, it now holds a place in the hands, and hearts, of collectors across Canada and beyond. So the next time you find an old nickel in a drawer or coin jar, take a closer look. You might be holding a small piece of history, and possibly something worth far more than 5 cents. The 1978 no-mint mark Queen Elizabeth II 5 cents coin. Is this nickel rare? Does the absence of a mint mark make it valuable? Could it be worth more than 5 cents? By the end of this video, you'll know the full story, including its history, design, production background, current collector demand, and its actual market value in 2025. So sit back, hit that like button, and let's dig into the details of the 1978 Canadian 5-cent coin. The 1978 5-cent coin was issued in Canada during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. This was a time of stability in Canadian coinage, with established designs and consistent mintage practices. The obverse of the coin features the familiar right-facing portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. Her effigy is accompanied by the legend, Elizabeth II DG Regina, which is Latin for, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen. The reverse showcases one of the most iconic and beloved Canadian coin designs, the beaver sitting atop a rock, framed by water lines and flanked by maple leaves. This design has appeared on Canadian nickels for decades and symbolizes industry and perseverance, traits long associated with Canadian identity. Now, here's the first key point: this coin has no mint mark, and that leads us to one of the biggest questions collectors have. So, what does it mean when a coin has no mint mark? In the world of coin collecting, a mint mark is typically a small letter or symbol that indicates which minting facility produced the coin. Some collectors see a missing mint mark and immediately think, rarity, error, or special edition. But in the case of the 1978 Canadian nickel, the absence of a mint mark is completely normal. During this time, the Royal Canadian Mint did not include mint marks on its standard circulation 5-cent coins. The Ottawa facility, which was responsible for the majority of Canadian coin production, did not use a mint mark on most denominations. So, while no mint mark might seem like a big deal to those unfamiliar with Canadian coins, for the 1978 5-cent piece, it's simply standard. That said, what can make this coin valuable comes down to two main factors: condition and possible mint errors. In 1978, over 130 million 5-cent coins were produced for circulation. That's a very large number, which means the coin is not rare by mintage alone. It was mass-produced to meet the needs of everyday transactions across Canada. Most of these coins entered circulation and experienced years, if not decades, of wear. Because of this, finding one in pristine condition, untouched, shiny, with sharp details, is much harder today than it was in the late 70s. Even though the coin is not rare by production, high-grade examples, especially those in uncirculated or mint state condition, are considerably more difficult to find, and that's where value begins to build. In numismatics, the condition of a coin is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. Most 1978 nickels you'll find in circulation today will fall somewhere in the low to mid-range, heavily worn, scratched, or discolored from decades of use. Coins graded in mint state, typically MS60 or higher, show no signs of wear and retain their original mint luster. Among these, coins that grade MS65 or higher are considered very attractive to collectors and can command significantly higher prices. A circulated 1978 nickel might be worth just face value or a small premium. But a high-grade uncirculated example, particularly one that's been professionally graded and certified, could be worth several dollars or more depending on the specific quality of the strike and surface condition. In very high grades like MS66 or MS67, the price can jump significantly due to their relative scarcity in that condition. These top-tier specimens are often sought after by registry collectors looking to complete high-grade sets. Now let's talk about something that always excites collectors: errors and varieties. While no major, widely recognized error varieties exist for the 1978 Canadian 5-cent coin, that doesn't mean error coins don't exist at all. Coins struck on the wrong planchet, off-center strikes, double dies, or die cracks can sometimes slip through the minting process. If you happen to come across a 1978 nickel that looks strange, too light, odd metal color, off-center design, or unusual doubling, it may be worth having it examined by a professional. That being said, verified error coins from this year are extremely rare. If you believe you have one, be cautious of overhyping it unless it's certified by a reputable grading service. Authentic errors can carry substantial premiums, but misattributed coins often turn out to be damaged or altered post-mint. Now let's get into the numbers. As of 2025, here is a general breakdown of what a 1978 no-mint mark Canadian 5-cent coin might be worth on the current market. Circulated condition, between 5 cents and 25 cents, depending on where. Lightly circulated or AU, about uncirculated around 25 cents to $1 mint state, MS60, MS63 between $1 and $5, MS64, MS65, typically $10 to $30, MS66 or better, $50 to over $100, depending on eye appeal, and rarity coins with exceptional luster, sharp strike, and full details will always command higher prices among collectors, especially if certified by third-party graders. On the other hand, common circulated examples carry only modest premiums, and many dealers may not buy them at all unless they are part of bulk lots. It's important to note that coin values can fluctuate slightly depending on collector demand, bullion prices, and the broader economy, but Canadian nickels of this era have remained relatively stable. Here are a few tips if you're holding onto a 1978 Canadian nickel or looking to buy or sell one. Inspect your coin closely. Look at the details, especially the queen's hair, the beaver's fur, and the rim. These high points show where. First, use proper lighting and magnification. This helps identify surface quality and potential errors or die varieties. Avoid cleaning your coin. Cleaning destroys natural luster and lowers collector value. Always keep the coin in its original state. Consider grading only if it's high-end. Submitting a coin for certification makes sense if the coin is in mint state and appears to be at least MS65 or higher. Buy from reputable dealers or auctions. Stick to trusted sources when purchasing high-grade examples or rare varieties. Store properly. Use coin flips or capsules to protect condition and prevent environmental damage. To wrap things up, the 1978 no-mint mark Queen Elizabeth II Canadian 5-cent coin is a common but classic piece of Canadian numismatic history. While most examples remain in circulation quality condition and are not worth much over face value, well-preserved, high-grade specimens can absolutely command a premium in today's collector market. There are no known major errors or rare mint varieties for this coin, and the lack of a mint mark is completely normal for its time. However, this coin still holds value for those building full-date nickel sets, and it offers a great entry point into Canadian coin collecting for beginners. If you've got one in great shape, or perhaps a full roll saved away, it may be worth taking a second look. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on rare and valuable coins from Canada and around the world. Let us know in the comments if you've come across a special 1978 nickel. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep collecting and keep searching. You never know what treasure you might find.